yourself apart to entertain like me. You're the people whisper about you on the train like me, saying that you shouldn't waste your pretty face like me.
Hey y'all, I just wanted to do a little intro. I didn't think I was going to, but I decided I wanted to. This video is very chaotic. It's just a get ready with me video, and I'm just going to talk about kind of what happened to me the past couple years, why I kind of disappeared. I was doing videos and then all of a sudden I kind of just went down the hill. It's just kind of explaining that and then going more into about how the small creative going into more about being a small creator in the aspect of the makeup world, and just kind of going from the prime to now where makeup is almost non-existent. So if you want to hear a little bit about that story and kind of me telling a story, having ADHD as well is really fun to watch because I go everywhere. So yeah, if you want to just watch something like that, then that's what this video is going to be about. So let's get into that.
Hi, I was going to edit this, but I want to be as raw as I can about everything. With my ADHD, I will be all over the place, maybe not make sense or word things right. I have one edit because I knew I missed it, but that's about it. So enjoy, grab some popcorn, or just get ready with me.
Alright, so pretty much this video is going to be, I don't even know, I've wanted to do this for a little bit, which is just kind of sitting down, doing a get ready with me and just talking. And I've been wanting to do this for quite some time, and I almost feel like I went into this weird little phase where talking to a camera ended up being very odd for me, which is very odd because I grew up in front of a camera majority of my life, like going to auditions, going always in front of a camera. So like being in front of a camera has never been, I don't know, anything to me. So just getting in front of a camera and talking was fine. And then all of a sudden there's a lot that happened, I guess, is just, and that's another reason kind of why I like kind of disappeared for a little bit. But yeah, moral of the story, I've been wanting to do like a get ready with me and just kind of sit down and just kind of talk about a lot of things that I want to talk about. And the first thing I really want to talk about before we really get into like kind of why I dived away, is I want to talk about kind of the makeup community and really how bad it got, and really why I believe almost like the makeup community like form of it has almost kind of died, if that makes sense. Like obviously makeup as a whole won't die because that's a lifelong thing. My wrist really hurts. But the community aspect almost died, if that makes sense. So yeah, I just want to kind of talk about like how I kind of started in makeup and go from there. First I just want to find, I'm just going to put some moisturizer on. I forgot to put this back in my fridge last night, which is fine. I'll put it back in a second. But this is just K&J Cosmetic. This is just a moisturizer I like to use either at night or in the day. I usually use it more right before I do makeup because it needs to stay in a like fridge, and I have like a skincare fridge or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it is a skincare fridge. And I have that in my beauty room, so this is just easier to use right before makeup, and I love how like non-thick it is. Here's me just promoting this thing. I don't remember if I have a code or anything. I just know he just sends this to me. So yeah, I do really like it though. So yeah, it's just a K&J Cosmetics. Pretty much I just run story. I did a video long time ago about why I started makeup. I actually haven't like watched it back for a minute. So we're going into that. Pretty much why I started makeup was I ended up really enjoying makeup as a young child. I obviously didn't enjoy it to the extent I do now, but I enjoyed it from a very young age. Going into high school, my best friend, she told me about this this cosmetology class, that we could do when we were juniors and seniors in high school. She ended up not being able to have enough credits to be able to continue on, like go into that class, but I had enough credits to be able to continue on into that class. And so I went in and Luna, stop. Thank you. Sorry, she is a trouble child. Cat. She's a cat. So I... Really? Is this necessary? Oh my god, she's actually eating the blinds. Hold on. There we go. That's one thing going into it. My anxiety has been very bad lately. I'll go into that maybe, I don't know, in this video or another video of that full depth of my mental health. But going back to, you're about to be kicked out real soon. I am going to try to restart everything I said. So, restarting in a good little short blink. So, I could continue on to this credit of the cosmetology class. She couldn't, so I went into that realizing cosmetology was more about hair and not makeup, but I didn't want to do any like extra credit classes at the high school, so I continued on, and you are about to be kicked out real quick. I don't, it's like, I just don't, so this room is like in the front of my house, so it just feels weird that they can see me talking to a camera. Are you good? I really don't like this. You're just not gonna, we're gonna do this. This is the troublemaker that is being my little trouble child. Yeah, I know, my cuddle tuna fish. Okay. I'm not even going to try to do anything else right now. So, I could continue on with this class. She couldn't. So I went on to this class, realized it was more about hair than makeup. But I didn't want to do any other class that was in high school, so I just continued on because I can come out with a license. Cool. So I went on to that. During that time in 2014, I started my YouTube channel. Now back to what I was doing. So I started my YouTube channel back in 2014. I don't remember if it was this channel in particular or it was just the other channel that I ended up having and losing contact with. I did a reaction video on that. One second, I'm going to cut this out, do my eyebrows, and then come back in because talking is not going to work with this. So continue on with the jump clip, whatever. Okay, so I'm back. So pretty much I said I realized I didn't really like hair, but I liked makeup, but I knew I was coming out of the class licensed and everything, and I thought that was really cool. Started my makeup channel. Don't remember if it was this channel or my other channel that I lost contact with or like lost the login information with. In 2015, I did have a video do really well on there. That was like my first makeup video, and that went really well, and then I just never posted again because I didn't realize how bad, like, time consuming it was. I was doing school from 7:50 in the morning to 5 o'clock at night, going home, doing a little bit of homework, going straight to cheer practice, getting home at 10:30 at night to still have to do more homework and go back to bed to go, yeah, like I did not have time to film a YouTube video because also in that, if I didn't have cheer practice, I had to go to job shadow for the class because that was part of my hours. So a lot of like the time I didn't have for make like YouTube videos I didn't do. So I started back up in 2016, I believe. Don't know why I'm doing this first, but I am. I think because my brain wanted to do foundation. So I started my makeup channel in 2016. I believe this is when, yeah, so the first one in 2014 was a different channel that I do not have any, like, I can't get back in. I don't know what I did with that. That was like a long time ago. So with that, I started my new channel. this one in 2016, I believe. This was the prime of makeup. This was when everything was popping off. This was, everybody was getting into makeup and everything. This is kind of when I realized what YouTube can do for you. I obviously know it's hard work. I still know it's hard work. I mean, obviously, if I didn't enjoy just makeup and doing videos in general, I wouldn't be doing this 5 years? What is it? 4 years? 5 years? 5 years later? So, not even being able to make money off of it. I don't get anything off of making videos. You know what I'm saying? So, obviously, if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be lasting this long. There's so many people, and this is another kind of, a lot of problems with this. Wow. This is another thing. I don't know, something wrong with my speech. I can't speak words. My memory card was full. So, what was it going at? There's so many people that will make their makeup channel and then blow off instantly, and it's like, people are always like, your time will come, and I'm like, I've been here for 5 years. Don't talk to me. So yeah, so I started this in 2016 Prime days. So pretty much I'm kind of explaining what kind of happened with my YouTube channel, because I fell off for a long time. So with that, I was doing really good. I had a lot of people. Why I started my YouTube channel back up was because I had a lot of people asking me to start a YouTube channel. I was someone that I was like, I want you to make tutorials. I want to see, how did you do this look, you know, stuff like that. So I had so many people asking me. So I did have local support. That makes sense. So I think that's why it kept me driven to keep doing, because I did have support by locals of wanting me to do things. So that being said, I was doing a lot of makeup, and then the community kind of kept growing, and it was like, at this point, it was a mix of people already knowing what to do, and then people like me who were like, oh wow, makeup is so much more than I realized. And I was falling even more in love with makeup. During this time, I wasn't in a relationship. This kind of was like a different, I went through a lot in 2016 that I don't really talk to anybody about. 2016 was a very interesting, difficult year for me. Not as bad as it was gonna get, if that makes sense. So with that, I was starting up. I made my little YouTube studio down like in this back room, not back room, like, but this old, see, I literally can't talk. I don't know what's the problem with me. I used my sister's old bedroom, which was in the basement in like a little back room. It was a bedroom. It was made to be a bedroom. So I had that converted into like my makeup area, kind of where I was filming videos, and I was using my mom's camera at that point. So I always had to wait for her to get that camera. So it was a lot sharing cameras, but I really enjoyed making the videos. I was doing reviews. I'm going to be honest, I was faking a lot of those reviews because a lot of I know one of the videos, I don't remember who it was for or whatever. I remember I did not know who the person was. I just was trying to push products out and kind of be that typical YouTuber. And I think because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I wanted to do reviews. I wanted to kind of do everything. I didn't know what I really wanted to do, but I liked making tutorials. But I almost kind of felt like tutorials at that point were dying away, and I still feel like even today, like, tutorials are not a thing anymore. Like, no one really does them anymore, and so I'm just like kind of becoming this point, like, I don't know what I want to do as much, so I'm kind of going all over the place. I ended up finding a little niche of what I wanted to do. I was kind of doing tutorials, and then I did some hauls here and there. Kind of the typical YouTuber, I guess, like videos that were going on back in that day. And I'm acting like I was some type of YouTuber, but I wasn't. I just think this is just interesting from a point of view from not someone that does get views. That's me, I think. So going into that, 2016, pretty much just kind of growing, doing a lot of different videos. It was definitely start in a really good, what I thought was a good relationship, I guess. I mean, it wasn't bad also. It was just, yeah, a lot of issues that I didn't realize until later in life. So going into that, 2017 probably was the pivotal point of my life, just like literally crashing before my eyes. And I say that to not be traumatic, but that's kind of what happened. I had just, in December, I just moved into my new house with I was still living with my parents at the time. So I just moved there, and then, so moving into a new house, we still had room for, like, we still made it so I could still film. So it was like, YouTube was still very, like, pinpoint on top of my game. And, like, it was still something I actively did. I think if you were around that time, I was posting pretty consistently, almost like once, 2 times a week, if anything, every other week sometimes. If I wasn't getting it out, I was on my A game during this time. And I literally was posting a video up until the point I was kind of like almost, I don't even remember. I would have to look back at my whole thing. This is kind of just going off of memory. But my dad had a stroke in April of 2017. Going into that, in in June or July, I figured out no, it was end of July. I think it was in July, August, I found out my boyfriend was cheating on me. That was the whole situation as well. And then September, he ended up breaking up with me, so we were together for about 1.5 years. So that was, I kind of just hid that for a little bit just because it was very to the point, like, we didn't know if we were officially going to be broken up for good, I guess, but it was kind of said we probably would be. So with that, I was dealing with that, that was my first long-term boyfriend at that time, and so I kind of obviously took that really, really hard. With that, a month later, my dad ends up passing away. I did actually, which is kind of really weird to think about, I posted a video the day before he died, and I think that was one of the only, like, videos that he actually kind of, like, was talking in, which is kind of weird. So he was in that video. That I think was Diesel's DNA test. Like, I think that was the video I posted the day before he died. Or the night of he was passing. That's a whole different story. And that's probably a lot of reason why I have a lot of emotional issues right now. Going into that, that was a lot to kind of deal with at once. You're dealing with the breakup, and then now you're dealing with your dad's death, and then in that moment, like, I was never really allowed to grieve it. So that was a lot. So I don't remember. I just remember kind of shutting down a lot. I know I was still just like, keep posting on YouTube, don't talk about it, don't talk about it, don't talk about it. And that was just kind of what was going into my brain. So 2018, I feel like almost 2018 was kind of a big blur for me. I don't remember a lot of that happened during that year. I think I was just going through a lot, just emotionally trying to gather everything in my brain. I don't remember what happened in the makeup industry kind of in 2018. I just know, I believe in 2018, I was still trying to like make videos. Go, 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 go. Oh, 2018. Haha. I'm like, why do I forget 2018? I think I'm trying to blur that out. That was when I was diagnosed with my health issues. All my health issues, if you were around during that time, I started posting that a lot of like my health issues. So with 2018 going on, I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker. They thought I was dying. I don't know if I think I mentioned something like that. So they thought I was dying. Kind of, yes, I was. So they thought I was dying. So I started making videos about that. My energy levels were really, really down. Oh yeah, I was still making videos once a week. I remember now. Everything's catching back to my brain. So I was also working a full-time job at this point. I was a manager. I think this year was a lot of me just trying to be okay. That's really kind of what I want to describe this year as, me trying to be okay. I guess I'm going to just kind of talk a lot of what my mental health issues is. What am I at? Sorry, I get distracted. I also have ADHD, if you can tell. This would probably be titled, watch a video about someone with ADHD trying to tell a freaking story. Where was I at? Oh yeah, pretty much I was living this life, trying to pretend I was okay. I was getting so sick to the point that I didn't even understand what was going on anymore. I couldn't walk. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't stay awake anymore. I was literally dying. Like every symptom you think of, you are dying, you're dying. And that's how I felt. So we find out I have hypothyroidism issues. Those videos are all on my channel if you want to listen to those. I won't go into detail because I don't have that much time. So going into that, I was really posting a lot. I was trying to live my best life. July, I decided, my mom pulled me aside, crying on the couch, telling me I need to quit my job because she didn't think I was going to make it if I continued on. I was that sick. That was also during the year I did go out to LA for my first time because I was that sick. I went to Ipsy Beauty, whatever, Gym Beauty, whatever that was. I went out there. That was just a trip because I was so sick. And so me and my mom went out there. That was really nice. I miss LA so much. I want to go back so bad. So I went there. July, I quit my job. And we just started to focus on my health and trying to figure out what was going on. I started to get a little bit better. I just kept focusing on YouTube, trying to make sure everything was okay. Into January, I ended up moving out of my mom's house. Into another place, into my Nana's condo. She didn't have Wi-Fi because she didn't live there and she just doesn't use Wi-Fi anyways. So I lived there for a little bit, and because she didn't have Wi-Fi, I had no way to post anything. So I started my job with LA Fitness at this point. I didn't realize how demanding this job was for me, so I no longer work there. I'm not going to talk, I don't know if I might talk about that in this video, but I ended up, yeah, having no Wi-Fi, so I would go to Starbucks and be able to just kind of post from there. So if you were with me around that time, I know I don't have a big following, so probably nobody watching this video. So I went there to be able to kind of, you know, post my videos and be able to try to continue posting videos. So this is kind of when my fallout really fell out of me posting videos and being consistent. So this time in my life kind of was a very, like, just trying to get everything back together. My life, like, literally was falling apart, but for my eyes. That February, my uncle died. And And in February, it was the end of February, my uncle died. He lived in San Francisco Bay Area. So during the week of his funeral was also the week of my brother's wedding. So I had to make a choice. Do I go to my brother's wedding or do I go to my uncle's funeral? My brother's wedding is in Florida and his funeral is in the Bay Area in California. It's not like a 2-hour drive. I can't make both. It's literally impossible. So I had to choose. Like, what kind of choice is that? Like, that's hard. So we had like all this vacation, you know, whatever. They gave us 2 dates to be able to go to his funeral. They said, okay, we are given 2 dates, either of them you can make. We said, it was like Wednesday we can make, Tuesday we cannot. They chose Tuesday. So, we couldn't go to the funeral. I know my uncle well enough that he would not want me to miss my brother's wedding for the funeral anyways. So, all fine and dandy with that. And then when we did the funeral and everything, later on I was told that I am not supposed to be sad about my uncle's death. So now they're being told, forget about it, not allowed to grieve a loved one's death. Okay, cool. So what do? Or suppress everything. So now I'm suppressing my dad's death. I am trying to be okay myself from not dying. And now I'm suppressing my uncle's death. Okay, cool. A lot to suppress, I think, for someone. Plus, I just went through a breakup. So, 4 things I'm trying to suppress, I guess, a little bit. So, going in that year, I move into my own apartment. I get my Wi-Fi back up. And, we're in 2019, we're in 2019. Yeah, so that year I'm starting my YouTube channel back up. I think I'm posting a little bit more consistently. Oh yeah, and what happened in 2018? I feel like we all forget about this. The Anastasia Beverly Hills PR search, I think, is the height of my burnout. The height of my burnout. Oh my god, why do we not talk about this more? Because it's, honestly, I'm just going to really kind of continue talking about this. So, in 2018, in like March, I think it was, we had a PR search for a micro beauty influencers. So, pretty much influencers that are not, like, under 10K. Or 100K. So even 10K, like, it didn't matter your follower count, you had your chance to be on the PR list. So this was huge for anybody in the micro influencer makeup thing, whatever. If you come at me and that's the whole thing you're gonna start talking about, I really don't care about it. I'm not talking about it. The language, it's not there. I don't care. It's not the point of the story. So with that, I don't even know where to start. This whole situation was good and then ended really, really, really bad. And what I'm going to tell you about it, I'm not doing like any other extra research, so if you have more information about it you want to post down below, feel free. So going into it, so we're in January, March. So I just started my job at LA Fitness, and now Nervina is starting to, she's like part of the brand. She's like one of the owners or whatever. And she starts saying about there's a search going on for micro-influencers. Just tweet her your looks. And people started getting emails for the search, like that they were wanting to be on the PR list, you could get the forum, all that fun stuff. And going into that, we were literally, a lot of us, posting so much for her to see us, and it was exhausting to the point like you were, I know, like we were doing looks to get her attention, And I think the most exhausting thing for me was she posted me. She posted me during the PR search. Oh, like for the hashtag that it was like the PR search, my face was like the forefront of all of it. Okay, cool. And no, I didn't get anything. And I was just like, this is really cool. I got posted, but I didn't get anything from it. And I was kind of like upset about it. So I kept posting. And I think what made me mad a little bit, and you can call this jealousy, because part of it is, I saw girls getting on the PR list that have been trying to do makeup for 3 months. Here I am, like 5 years in, 4 years in, been working my ass off, just like in general, and sorry, my thing went out, but these people are telling me your time is going to come. You've been here for 3 months. Don't tell me my time is going to come. You've only been here for 3 months. Got it? That's what was pissing me off a lot. Sorry, and now my camera died. Oh my god, this is why I don't like posting videos anymore. It's such a hassle at this point. So going into that, it was just like, it almost became kind of like, it was like a good way to network with people, because I met a lot of friends actually through this PR search, which is really good. This, I think, was the pivotal point for micro influencers. We were going up, the community was growing, and then people I knew were getting on actually the PR list. I was in a group chat called Novena Violets during this time. The group chat still talks every once in a while in there, but it's not as hype as it was for actually a good a year or two afterwards. It just recently started dying down like the end of last year. So I think because everybody started getting off Twitter because it's so toxic. Like, Twitter is not even fun to get on because it's always drama, and it's just like nothing good comes out of it ever. So I think just everybody, that's what a lot of people in the group chat said, was like, yeah, they just don't use social media anymore because it's just so toxic. Going into that, so what happened? Yeah, so pretty much after that PR search, they just dropped everybody. Just like, so they used the talents of these micro influencers. What the heck is, so they use the talent of these micro influencers to push the brand, and then they dump them. Got it. Cool. That was shitty. That was just shitty. And I'm so surprised no one's talking about it. No one's talking about it. Like, what? Okay. So I think with that, what happened with that one, it really kind of pushed me, was like I started questioning myself, because of, I saw the talent that was out there. And like I told you at the very beginning, if you are still here, because I suck at telling stories, I realized I'm not that good compared to a lot of people. I mean, I know I know I can do makeup a little bit, but the talent I saw really kind of like made me think a little bit. I guess it made me really kind of be like, what am I setting myself up for? No wonder I'm not taking off. And to this day, I think that's why I'm like kind of just like continue on, because I'm like, okay, I'm not as good as I thought I was, so getting a following will just kind of naturally happen. When people find me, they may like who I am, my personality, and then we'll go from there, you know? So that's why I kept going, pretty much. And then I think the problem happened, I stopped loving makeup, and I'm gonna kind of go into why. Well, obviously COVID. So when I was seeing all this talent, I'm like, no wonder. Yeah, I'm not getting anywhere. And this was kind of where Instagram, I felt like, was starting to turn a point. Like, you have to post every single day or people will unfollow you. You have to be extraordinary. You have to be like top notch. Like, this is prime time of Facetune, you know, that era. So I want to do a video of going back to my Instagram video photos because editing, honey, was not fun. So into that, and then I'm in another random weird relationship at this point, and going into, oh, are we in 2019? Yeah, 2019, that happened. I'm really getting my years mixed up. Really, 2020 has taken a toll on me. So then, I'm still repressing all my emotions, right? And I am realizing, I think imposter syndrome, I'm like, there's a word for this. Imposter syndrome is pretty much just, yeah, not thinking I'm good enough for anything, right? And with this, it was just like, I didn't know where I was gonna go. I was like, is this even the right path for me? I want to do makeup. I know what I want to do when I'm older, like all that. And I'm like, I'm starting to question like my whole entire life. But I keep going. I just keep going. I'm like, I'm not stopping. And it's literally to the point I'm like, I'm just going. I'm just going. I'm just going. I'm like, it's like I hit a wall and I'm like, hey, cool. I'm just keep going. I just keep going. And like, I think that's what was happening, was like, I'm like, suppress everything, keep going. Suppress everything, keep going. And that's what my mindset was starting to become. And 2020 hit. We all know 2020 was the whole thingy. So 2020, get out of my relationship beginning of February. Accidentally meet my new now actual boyfriend end of February. We started dating early March. I have been just promoted to general manager at my job. I super happy, you know. I'm just like, I'm kind of living life. And then the pandemic hit. We all know what happens when the pandemic hits. We all go into quarantine. So quarantine happens. I am living my best life again with social media. I am loving life. I'm like, oh my god, I love doing this. And I am posting not every single day. I'm lying. I am posting videos all the time. During this, when the pandemic hit, another like, not big decision I had to make, but it was just kind of like a situation you never thought you'd put yourself in. So when the pandemic hit, we were supposed to fly out the day we shut down. So we shut down, I think, the 16th. And then, or we were told we were shutting down the 16th. The next day we were supposed to fly out. So I fly out to Mexico. So I'm on a phone call in my like apartment with like my mom, my sister, Ryan's there, my boyfriend, he's there just talking to me about everything. Like, we're trying to figure out, do I go or do I not? So ultimately, my brother who lives in Florida, him and his wife go, and then my mom and her boyfriend go, and then my sister, my grandma, my sister's family, like her and her husband, the kids, my grandma, me, my other brother, and his girlfriend all stay back. So we're like, oh, it's fine, we'll go in the summer. Not realizing this pandemic was gonna last literally forever. Not forever, you know, I'm being dramatic, whatever. So I'm enjoying quarantine. I am also a natural homebody, so I am okay. Like, I'm good being home. I'm good. I can entertain myself. I'm just gonna post videos, do YouTube, all this fun stuff. So June we go back to work, and because everything's opened back up, June I go back to work. It is a whole different game. We already know, we kind of already had the expectation that it's not going to be easy to make sales going back to LA Fitness. We already have that expectation. The pressure is still a lot because we are under this pressure. Our pay cut we used to get $50 to $60 per membership, or it's back to that now. But when we came back, it used to be the 50 to 60, and then it was cut down to $20 per membership flat. That's it. $20. You got a little bit of like $1, $2, $3, I don't even remember, for an upsell, whatever. It was a huge pay cut. So we are working now more, and we are half the pay. So we're just like, okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's hard to make sales because no one wants to go to the gym. So I'm dealing with that. I'm just kind of like now I almost think I'm coming off like a high of understanding what I want to do, to going back to reality, being yelled at all the time, being told I'm not good enough, blah, blah, blah. Like being shit on every single day. It's not fun. Well, it's by employee, like management, or not like my manager in general, but just like the company in general, or like a member just being shitty about something stupid, you know, just because they don't want to follow the rules and they just don't want to buy, like, you know, stupid stuff. So I'm like, I'm doing this pressure for no reason. I'm working 60 plus hours 6 days a week. I have now no time to sit down and just like rest anymore.
Also in July, we had a cellar lake house. This was my dad's place. He loved going there. His ashes were spread there, and my first cat Daisy was buried there. So it was like leaving them behind, saying goodbye, but for good almost.
And it became, I went on this go with nothing to make me happy anymore. And then I slowly was kind of understanding like I was not okay mentally. So December came in, and I think because I was no longer happy with makeup, because no one was doing makeup anymore. No one's doing makeup in 2020. No one's posting videos about makeup. Like, makeup's not a thing anymore. So over the years, we're just kind of like, I almost feel like 2019 was kind of when it was starting to fall back. And like, the pandemic kind of just helped a little bit. So no one's doing makeup. I'm at this point, I'm like, I don't know what I want to post anymore, because one, I don't have time. No one's doing makeup anymore. What do I do? So I just kind of like start stepping away from makeup because I don't have the time. And I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm not happy with my job. I don't want to work here anymore. I don't want this. Why am I here? And it was like a whole thing. So in October, my AGM quit, and I was already on that brink of I want to quit too. And I was just not happy. I didn't want to be there anymore. And so in January, I almost think I had a realization. I was not happy, and everything in my life that I just explained hit me at once. And I think I went into complete shock mode. What I call like dissociation shock mode. I don't know, but I was no longer like there. And I like disappeared from social medias. I literally disappeared from life almost. Like, even the people that I associated with were just like, they were with me, but it was like, I'm not there anymore. Like, I'm not there. You're not going to talk to me. Like, it's not there. I'm really talking, and I need to finish this. But anyways, going in. So with that, it's just like, I don't know what to post anymore. Creative looks is just not a thing. I didn't know how to make social media work. All the algorithms are out of whack. Like, when you post on social media, it's a lot. You have to do a lot to be noticed. And it's annoying because it's like, I can't just post a video and get likes by my followers. Cool. And now it sounds superficial, but I'm just going to tell you how it is. So no one can see your posts, and you have to work extra hard if you want to be seeing your posts. But no one really cares because they only care about the big YouTubers that are causing drama. Like, okay. So it's like nothing cares. Makeup's not a makeup anymore. It's about the drama. Makeup community is on a high rise of what drama is being caused at this point. It's just like, it's chaotic at this point. And it's just like makeup, and I'm like, I just don't know what to do. So I become into like my whole life, and I'm just like in this point of I don't know what I'm doing with life, what I want to do with life. It just doesn't seem rational where I'm at in my life. I just like went in shock, and then I'm starting to like actually understand what I've gone through for the past couple years, and that's finally hitting me. So on top of that, and then I go into this like almost shock of when is the pandemic gonna hit, and because I'm at work and I am like in the forefront of the pandemic. I'm being told this is not right, this is not right, this is not right, and I'm like, I'm being paid $10 an hour. Stop. Like, I can't handle this anymore. Because it's like every little thing, like every little thing was a problem for COVID. And I'm like, I cannot control every little thing a person does. I'm not a robot. Stop treating me like a robot, because I can't do it. I'm sorry, I cannot watch every single person. It was annoying. And I'm like, your brain can't shut off. Like, literally, I'm there for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. My brain's never allowed to shut off. That's a long time for someone to think constantly, like, and never shut off. And then in the moment I get home, I have to go to bed, straight to bed. I'm like, it was a lot. So I mentally crashed, and I talked to people about this. So I quit my job thinking I'm going to another job. I'm not. That's all another situation I'm not going to talk about. And then I finally find another job. They're not calling me back, and I'm just like, holy fuck, dude. I don't know what to do anymore. Like, I literally can't, and I'm like, I want to post on YouTube, but my brain is still trying to recover everything. And I'm just like, I want to do this, but I'm now also back into that point. I'm like, I don't know what to do, because makeup is not a thing anymore. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think I'm really going to keep that on. I am going to finish off my look, just put some bronzer on. I know that probably is everywhere for you. That's kind of explaining why probably you're like, if you are an active follower or anything like that, why I'm all over the place posting videos, why I've kind of dipped off and on a lot. My thoughts on the beauty community a little bit, what's going on with that, how it's just died off. I just really wanted to keep a little bit of an update with you guys about what's going on with my life, just because of that. So I have a hair right here. Let me just finish this off, do my hair. I'll come back, hopefully wrap everything up. Maybe enjoy trying to understand my brain. I can't tell stories. I go from one end to the other end, but there's like a in the middle. Yeah. So, yeah, let me just, sorry, my nose, I probably have a little Luna hairs all over my face. I could even tell you guys the story about how I got Luna in quarantine. That was a whole different story. So yeah, let me finish this off, and then I'll be back. Okay guys, so this is just my finished look. So let me know what you guys think of me doing more of just getting ready with me, like videos and just talking about things. Let me know. I know that like my ADHD kicks in really bad and I like go all over the place, but I hope I got my point across a little bit. I know I couldn't say everything I wanted to say in the video, but I kind of got the gist of everything, kind of what happened in the past couple of years, why I like went off the rails, like just disappeared for a little bit. And if you follow me on Instagram, kind of a little bit about my, just why my mental health went kind of down spiral a little bit. I kind of was understanding what really was going on in my brain. And then yeah, just kind of talking about being a smaller creator in the makeup community during all the hiatus of everything, and like the prime time of makeup to the now non-existent almost makeup community life going on. So yeah, just let me know if you want more videos, if you want me to go more depth of everything else that I talked about in this video, maybe a little bit more structured than me just going everywhere. But other than that, if you guys would like, just please support me a little bit. Just going into it, YouTube does not really push videos out if you are not like big, so like liking videos and stuff will help me get out there. If you do want to support me a little bit more, I want to maybe hopefully get more videos out for you guys. I say that a lot now. That's just because I don't know, life is crazy. But yeah, if you guys like videos like this, just let me know. I would love to do more just get ready with me's talking about things. Other than that, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Patrolled these empty thoughts before, but I'm fixed now on the cure. I'm holding on to the lost rock on the mountaintop, and I'm begging for your love. Do you remember the type of folk we used to be, and the simple souls we used to see?